Hey, welcome back, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, D-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, I got some more for you today. Let's get this party started. I got some nice rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your own goal of spiritual enlightenment. AKA, know thyself. My mission. Is that all right thinker? Know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. That's what I do for you. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. I'm getting back on the Syrian resurrection story about life. And this one is the union between your soul and your intuitive wisdom equals Heru. That's me and you. Okay? When they bring humans to life from spiritual aspect, they give you the quality that you need, and when you live up to your potential, that's Heru. That's you being your best self. Hello, that's you knowing you. So that's my goal, that's my job, that's what I do for you. So the last lesson I was giving you was Osiris was regained, watch this, Osiris thus regained life where? In the dead, afterlife. They had a concept. Y'all call it heaven and hell. We just call it afterlife, and they had both concepts, heaven and hell, heaven good, hell bad, simple. But the sacred fish, which ate Asar's phallus of Asar, became what they call the ritual fish. You ready for this? Christians? The Christians is one of the most popular symbols of Jesus, which is the fish. Pisces, get it? Okay, so moving on. So let's get the good stuff. So Asar was dead. Heru therefore was born from the union of spirit of Asar and the life-giving power or intuitive wisdom and knowledge of who? Aset, who represents supreme love and devotion. Remember, she found him twice, once whole, the other one to pieces, so she's thoroughly devoted, okay, to the divine. Now, in this manner, Asar was resurrected and given life through what? His son. Ding, 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 ding. Heru. And because the God who presides over the fate of souls, Heru represents what? The union of spirit and matter in the flesh and the renewed life of Asar. Resurrected in what? His son. Masons, we are what? The widow's son. Why? Our father is dead. Moving on. And what's this? His rebirth, or what they call resurrection, is when Heru becomes a young man. What happens? Now, I'm studying this. But when you actually live it, oh, you know it's more to it than just what somebody said. No, that's what you have to experience it for yourself. And watch this. I got my own life experience. What's this? When he got old, when he did resurrection, and he came to the, when Asar became a young, when Heru became a young man, his father Asar, in spirit form, That means in the dream. That means in the mind. Encourage him to take up what? Arms. Fight against who? The one that got me. You don't want him to get you, so you got to use your vitality, exercise your wisdom, and show courage and have strength of will to what? And be established in truth. If you are a liar, it won't happen. You have to establish yourself in truth, justice, and have a righteousness in the world by which you be challenged by who? Your ego self, your set, that lower nature. You have to conquer him. You have to conquer him. Why? So I said I didn't. You have to. Why? We got to stop this guy. Let that guy. We got. We're a little late for that now. We got 4 years of that nonsense. But this is the concept. You want to. Good should always overcome evil. And its current ruler at that time. I'm speaking ancient concept. We live in a time right today. I'm telling the truth. I'm the bad guy. The guy that's in office and controlling everything is a convicted criminal. Excuse me. But that don't set well with me. But now during the moral battle between who? Set and Heru. Set injured the eye of Heru. Meaning intuition, his intuitive vision, his inner vision, his self was now rendered him what? Impotent. He couldn't use it. Can't use a lip thing, okay? Philosophy is life when it's hard, you getting it. When it's soft, you can't even beat it. So moving on. He was impotent against what? Set's powers was of what? Egoism, anger, and hatred. If a person come at you with these qualities, and you revert back to your old way and give it back, you're no better than him or her. So you can't do that. You got to fight it with what? Intellect, respect, humbleness, all those things I didn't have when I was egotistical. I was hoping somebody would give me a reason to get mine off. I go to the gym every day to stay physically in shape, just in case. But that chip, I don't put it away. I done got smarter. That's what happens when you get older too. You lose. All right? But the idea was he lost his ability to control his anger, his egoism, and at that time, Heru left the scene. When you can't control yourself, you go off somewhere by yourself, and that's what he did. He left the scene of the battle. Okay, he gave in. He said, I can't do this. Okay, so in order to contemplate what his personal situation, I mean, he got to get himself together. What did he do? There you go. Now, through the magic of right thinking from who? Tahuti, which is your rhyme and reasoning concept in your head, not a physical person, and the power of what? Your sexual sublimation, meaning you have control over your lower self. You ain't going out here and wilding out, okay? So you stay focused. And from what? You had a girl, Heru, okay? Hethar. And Heru regained what? His spiritual strength and energy and his faith and will to what? To face that ego of his again. This time, more prepared. If you dealing with somebody and what you tried the first time didn't work, you can't bring that back again. Why? It didn't work the first time. So they're showing you have to change in order to get what you need done. Stack up, get ready, prepare, and now you go into battle. So now Heru was now able, there you go. Now he able to what? Rest. Meaning gain control over his testicles, his lower nature of who? Set, his ego, and thus now take away his power of brute force and egoistic impulsiveness. He's gaining control of his anger, his hatred, and more importantly, his lower nature. When you reach that level, man, that girl that walked by don't move you, okay? Not that you know, no, you just passed that. It ain't about that no more. It's okay when you're young. We all been there, done that. I'm saying, but at 56 years old, you shouldn't be chasing these little young girls. Come on, they love y'all, sugar daddies. Come on, excuse me, but moving on. In achieving, watch this. Now, in achieving this self-control over what? Set, your ego, lower nature, Heru was now able to have total control over his lower self, and now thereby what? Allow his mind to operate unobstructed by what? The restless, agitated nature which comes with what? Immortality, ignorance of your higher self, emotionality, and unbridled sexual desires. When you can control them, you're ready to go to the next level. Those things not in control, you will stay there and you will probably die there because you're not going to change. So you didn't learn the lesson in life. Moving on. The whole idea is to change, to learn. And watch this. Now, the episode of Heru, when he is injured and has subsequent time to what? He spent it where? In solitude. I had my best time, I'm thinking, when I'm in my lab right here. I'm at my best right here. Moving on. It's a reason. And what he do? And he spent that time reflecting, and that represents what? The next stage of asceticism. Asceticism. And of what? Which implies celibacy. He went without having sexual intercourse for his cycle, and he purified himself. He generalized himself. You get it? Okay. Popeye used to eat spinach to generalize himself. We use sexual sublimation to charge out. Didn't know that, did you? I'm doing my job then. I'm enlightening you. Now, and he became celibate, and meaning he gained control over his senses in order to what? To curb the externalization nature of his mind. Meaning, just because it's there, you want it. No, control yourself. Self-mastery means just that. Now, the moral battle between Heru and Set inside you is said to have what? Lasted for 3 days. Okay, when they would become the hippos, they go underwater. Okay, that 3-day thing has been around a long time. Okay, so I want to let you know, 72 hours is bad. A lot of stuff can happen in 72 hours. But watch this. But this was the same amount of time, which was assigned to what? The resurrection of Jesus and other saviors, such as the god Attis. Dying and coming back in 3 days, been around a long time. That's my point. That's all I wanted to say. I'm moving on. I've got this lesson I'm going to get through. I got some more things to go. I see the clock. So understand that he wasn't the first. That's all I'm saying. But it's all metaphorical. If you think that literally happened, you are not a right thinker. And I don't want you to be one. Why? Because you really got this game messed up. I'm trying to help you out, so pay attention. Instead of arguing and combat. Well, no, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to explain something to you, trying to teach you. Let's go. So, Asar, he represents who? The human soul. Me and you. That's inside us. And the soul is what? Is an emanation from who? The divine. Life is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to him. Some of us ain't giving back. It's okay. Why? Until it get purified, he don't want it back. So that's the case of reincarnation. And watch this. The soul is the emanation from divine. It when it incarnates in the physical realm of time and space, and it becomes what? Intoxicated, drunk, little woozy with what? With the senses, the body. The brain is packed away. It only go by what we smell, see, hear, touch, and taste. That's all they got to go with. But if we can use logic, rational reason, which is Tahuti, what he represents, that will get you by all this nonsensical Satanian concept. These are all characters that's inside of you. I hope you understand that. Watch this. Now, when the body gets intoxicated with the mind, the spirit, soul, is intoxicated with the pleasures of creation, meaning the physical world, what happened? He is equivalent to the idea of Tim, which arises from what are the primeval waters, after what? Willing to evolve the universe and create what? Order, Maya, in the primeval chaotic waters. The first thing he wanted out of chaos was what? Order, Maya. And the lack of vigilance, right there, which caused what? His being tricked. Asar told you, he told him to be vigilant. Why? Because of his lack of vigilance, which caused his demise in being able to be tricked into getting in that damn coffin that's set, and implies what? That Asar forgot himself. Okay? He caught him slipping. And allowed what? His passions to what? Control him. The reason why, the story goes, the reason why Seth wasn't just upset and pissed off with Esau because he was the king, and no. Dude, he had a baby by his wife. I'm just saying. That's not to start a feud, but that's the story. Okay, and that's why he was upset. And when you're able to control that anger of that lower nature, you're better. But when you're able to be vigilant, you know that the ego is there. He's present, okay? And you have to be vigilant. Why? To keep him from getting you and lowering yourself to that position where you put yourself in position to get got. The side chick. Moving on. This is the predicament of what every soul who incarnates in the physical world, in this realm of time and space. Pay attention. This is the good part. And all of us forget our primeval origin, meaning we don't know who we are. Lack of self-knowledge. And we all born there. We all came from there. However, Asar is what? Resurrected by what? You ready? He was the first one to die, and how he get back? Through resurrection. What? Through righteousness, virtuous, wisdom, devotion, and supreme love. These are the qualities that's represented by his wife, Asar. So he had all those things. He just wasn't on his game, so to speak. But there's another story to that where he wasn't the bad guy. He was never a bad guy because he passed the scales of Mayat. So his life was pretty much perfect. He lived in harmony. But that story will put him in a negative light. It ain't the way to go. It's just to make a point. He was helping his wife's sister take care of problems that her husband couldn't. He couldn't make no baby. The ego can't reproduce. The soul can. Moving on. That's the concept. All right. But now the term we use, chaotic. Chaotic is unorganized, just everything all over the place. And when you live in that lifestyle, you ain't really focused. It's hard to, you got to narrow it down, cut some of that stuff out. But I need this. I got to have that. Yeah. Okay. God always supplies, takes care of your needs. He could care less about your wants. So understand that. You take care of those. And the term chaotic here refers to what? The primeval ocean. Again, all in your mind, okay? And originally it was what? Formless and directionless. However, the movement of Ra causes waves in the ocean of the mind. Now the ocean is what? Full of vibrations, and now you got motion. Things are starting to happen, okay? The ocean relates to what? Your pure consciousness, like in the mind when there is what? No thoughts. When you are pretty much in that state of mind where you ain't thinking about nothing, you might go to a meditative state and it's just nothing going on. That's cool, that's understanding. But on the other side to that, if the mind don't stay busy and stay focused on God, the devil might creep in. That's what Saul got what? He wasn't vigilant. Slipping. Okay, that's the concept. They can tell you that. That's the fight. But watch this. These are all thoughts. Also, watch this. This refers to what? The universe. Your mind is like the universe. The stars, all those stars are really thoughts and ideas that comes up, pops up. Some shoot by or whatever, but that's the concept. I got as many thoughts in my mind as the universe got stars. I like that concept. I just thought about it. But watch this. But the vastness of creation, which is all mental, which is involved with what? Expansion all the time and evolution out of the original rest and silence, which was the primeval ocean, which is your thought process before you came into existence. How about that? They asked a question. Neil deGrasse just gave me a perfect example. Everybody want to know what happened after they died. The same thing that was going on before you was born. Ding, ding. However, there's always this slipping in there. The more important reference relates to what? The mind of all individuals and the state of their consciousness, wherein there is a constant thinking. It don't stop. The brain don't stop. And it's a what? Constant motion. The heart can't not stop. A shark can't stop swimming or you die. You know that? Motion is essential for certain things. Most of everything. And before Tim, Ra emerged from the primeval waters there is what? The state of calmness, rest. It was just there. It was a whole bunch of potential, but Apophis had everything under control, and that's how he liked it. Now, the Anunnaki tell you Enki didn't like people. They was too noisy. Apophis don't like light. Moving on. That's why his problem with Ra. And light represents intellect. Ra represents intelligence. Dark represents ignorance. Apophis is ignorant. Moving on. That's the concept. And Set is the son of Apophis. Okay? Meaning he don't care. He's just going to do what he do. And that's your ego. That's what's in you. Simply that. The light is going to shine through that. That's Heru in you. Now, there are what? No waves at that time in the noon. No motion. No objectification. No shapes. No form. Nothing was going on in God's mind of any kind and at any part of the ocean. As soon as Tim emerged from that water, a thought came to mind because Ptah thought himself into existence. There is what? Now you got objectification, and you got separation of objects, things, shapes, and forms. Now we go. Now it's called creation. And the many waves ripple through what? The ocean, which creating many different looks and images, aka people. Each wave creates a new image and a different object. It appears to exist with what? The ocean, which was clear in the beginning in the original calmness state. Now there's perpetual things going on. So therefore, each object appears as being what? Separate and distinct from the other. Get the concept with that? Each drop of water is God. It just thinks it's a drop of water. That's thinking you're human. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, not knowing we're really gods in human form. When you do that, that's called knowing thyself. It's called reaching Nihas, spiritual enlightenment, resurrection, enlightenment, all that, whatever you want to call it, the anointed. But it's you reaching that level. For every individual have to come to that for themselves. God is for us all, but every individual has this right to do whatever they want to do, hence free will. But the idea, watch this, I'm going to get one more paragraph, I'm shutting it down. But this idea is inherent where in ancient Egyptian Theban mythology, remember they got a few different concepts, and this is concerning the god Amun. Their god was Amun, not Ra. Amun, and in the Memphite theology, again, different location, their god was Ptah. So you had Amun, the hidden, Ra, seen the visible, and Ptah in the flesh, us. So it's always a breaking down. Everybody has a different perspective, but they all come back to the same. That's different but the same. How about that? And watch this. Now, it is all equivalent to what the Indian Vedantic teaches concerning their god Brahman and Narayana. As what stated earlier, everybody had a way to serve a god. Okay, simple. Every culture had their philosophy and belief system. Easy. Now, from the mystical point of view, this metaphor, that's what we're speaking in, of the ocean refers to what? The mind. I know this, I do this, I teach this, so let's go. And what is considered normal human consciousness is always what? In a state of motion due to what? Thoughts. If those thoughts were to be what? Somehow calmed, controlled, put into order, a new vision of reality would now emerge where? In your mind. You become enlightened. You see things with the third eye vision, which is not distorted by what? Ignorance and wave-like thoughts of negativity. Positive thinking is right thinking. You never hear me negative about myself or anything that we should be doing in life. Why? That's a bad thought. You can block it out. Simple. All right. I like the Statue of Liberty when people come up to her, she was whacking with this. That's how your mind got to be what gets bad thoughts. Same thing. We can use metaphors for a whole bunch of stuff. That's the whole part about teaching. Find that analogy that everybody can get on and ride and understand it their own way. This attainment, what's this? This attainment of self-knowledge, of restless state, again, of mind, again, is undisturbed by what? Negative thoughts. And you can achieve anything through what? The understanding of the myth I'm trying to teach you, and by daily practice of it, of its teachings, when in day-to-day life, along with what? Your meditation of the true nature of your soul Getting in touch with your higher self. That's what meditation is for. Praying is asking something from your higher self. Put work in, and you'll always get something from him. So understand that's the way it's done. And in closing, right thinkers, I'll be right back. But may you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I know none of my right thinkers who know themselves have passed away. But if you do, we'll see you again some other day.